up? What's going on? What's happening? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer, talking to the intelligent gamers out there, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really don't have too much to talk. Well, I have a lot to say, but I don't have too many other topics. There's only really just two, and it is the talk of. I did want to talk a little bit about Tekken, but I can talk about that some other time. About the divisiveness, about what's going on with within the Tekken community about the new update. But that's something I could probably talk about Friday or something like that. But I know I want to. This is all about Nintendo, man. I really wanted to touch on this. So first, I wanted to get into what my thoughts about. The direct itself, the presentation for the Nintendo Switch, for the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever it's called. I thought the presentation was good. It did make me want to get it. I do plan on getting it. The pricing of it, it was somewhere around what I thought. I thought it was, well, from the rumors, it was like 400, maybe around 450, something around that range. But knowing that now you can dock it and get 4K, you can have 4K gaming, because that's how I usually play. Mostly play the Switch games. I usually keep it docked. I rarely took it off of the dock. So that's something that's pretty cool to me. So I'm definitely interested in that. The games that they showed looked good. Mario Kart World looked fantastic. Donkey Kong looked good. There were some other games that they showed that looked pretty good. Zelda looked really, really good. From going from where you playing it at 720p, even while it's docked, or 1080p, but it was still blurry and it just didn't look that great. And it didn't run very well. So to find out that games can run up to 120 frames per second, that's really solid. I don't know if Zelda, if the Zelda games were going to run. Maybe the first Zelda game on the Switch will probably run maybe 120, but I'm thinking that the Tears of the Kingdom is probably going to run 60. But regardless of that, that's still a big, huge improvement. So I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. Like I said, the games that they presented, they looked real good. I was very impressed with the third party output. I thought that definitely stood out compared to what's been going on with Nintendo with the Switch this past generation, or this generation. The new console is not out yet, but no, I liked it. I thought everything that they showed was really, really cool. No, I will go as far as to saying that the games like Cyberpunk and Elden Ring and the couple of the third party games, Final Fantasy, which I'll touch on that, which I thought that was wild. They, to see them on a PlayStation or PC or Xbox, yeah, it didn't look up to par to those standards, but it did look good. It did look good for what you're getting, and so for the price range to get the 4K docked, I don't see a problem with the 500, because that's what I would get, would be the bundled version. Probably will be one of those things where I'll try to get it and then it won't be available, and so I have to get it a little bit later. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm definitely going to get a Switch too. So yeah, I'm really cool with that. I thought that surprising games like the Final Fantasy Integrate was like, whoa. So now, so is it going to bundle the Final Fantasy VII Remake as well? Because I know that there is like on PC, there's a bundle. I don't know if it's on PlayStation, to where you can get both games. But I know it's on PC. I know that they had it available for where you can get both games, Remake and Integrate on there. So, I'm sorry, I take that back. It is Integrate is the first. It is hold on, wait a minute. Is the first? I'm kind of confused. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look right fast. Wait, let me check. Hold on. Integrated is the first one, but it is the extended version, isn't it? Okay, it's like it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it's the extended version. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me see. Should be downloaded right here. Now I'll just open up Steam and I'll just look. You said greedy Nintendo had no shame, had no shame. Show us these prices. I will definitely get into that. I just wanted to get into the good stuff, talking good about what Nintendo showed and things of that nature. But now I'm trying to go ahead and look and see where probably gonna have to open up Steam because I know I got it in. Okay, that's Final Fantasy 15. Where is it at? Anyway, let me just go ahead and look on Steam. Where you at, Steam? Finally got all my data, and I just got done with it probably about an hour ago, and so I had to reset everything. So anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll sit there and find it. I thought I had them downloaded though. They are downloaded, but they might not be tabs might not be right here to where I'm seeing because I'm looking for them. Anyway, well, regardless, to see, so I think Integrate is the Final Fantasy VII remakes extended version. It's not this latest one that dropped last year or just came on PC this year. Got that confused. That showed you how busy I've been. Can't remember. So many games, not enough time. Anyway, so while I'm over here talking, I'm gonna look for it. But I gotta find where Steam is. Oh, Steam is right here in front of my dang face. Anyway, so that was crazy because you seen the Nintendo got that, so it's kind of like the middle finger to Microsoft. Which I found out was kind of crazy. Like, okay, so Nintendo is going to get it because I think it's going to be day one for Nintendo. What's going on with you, Verge? So, and then you got the situation that's kind of like the big middle finger from software towards Sony because that game, Blood Ties or something like that, whatever. It looked like Bloodborne. It looked just like Bloodborne, like it was like a successor to Bloodborne. So I don't know, man. It was kind of wild to see that, but it was a good look for Nintendo to get these type of games for a third party. It's solid. So let me see. I'm gonna get this. I'm trying to okay. Okay, Rebirth. Okay, the second one is Rebirth. All right, that's what I'm over. I was like, okay, let me just open up my Steam because I got them. I got them both. Okay, so yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate is the first one because that's what I was like. Hold on, they got the second one, but not the first. Now I know. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Rebirth. So which means Nintendo fans are going to get Rebirth. And hopefully there'll be an announcement at some point for Xbox to get it. If not, Square Enix is just being cold-blooded with it now at this point. So it's pretty crazy. But just to see that was impressive. Cyberpunk. I mean, so many of these games, like EA is now going to start bringing more games over too. So which means college football, Madden, everything else that the EA is going to be working on. Now, I will say, when they showed Star Wars Outlaws, I get that. Yes, yeah. From Software did Xbox dirty as well, but Bloodborne is a PlayStation exclusive, and it's not even on PC. So really, it's PlayStation gamers who are the ones that's missing out the most, unless they want to get a Switch. You know what I'm saying? Unless this game eventually it's going to go everywhere. Because there are some games that Nintendo has had that was exclusive. That's come like No More Heroes, and there was the Neon Knights or something like that. That game that was a Nintendo exclusive. The Octopath Travelers, those were Nintendo exclusives. So it's not like that these games won't come to the other consoles or to PC at a later date. But for right now, that looks crazy. So again, that just goes with but the Final Fantasy thing. I mean, come on now, this is getting wild. But yeah, it's Final Fantasy Rebirth. And yeah, so integrate is the extended version where you get the other characters and other storylines. So yeah, all right, but that's cool. That's real cool. So not an issue there at all. You said the price for games is ridiculous, but I'm getting it. See, now I can't. I'm going to get into it because that's the main topic of this. Like what I said, I just want to try to be positive about this because I didn't see anything wrong with the presentation at all. I like the games that they showed. I was really happy for Nintendo to bring, and for Nintendo diehard fans to know that they can get some solid games, especially from third party. And if they're not in the mood to go ahead and buy another console or anything of that nature, they'll get because I think I read somewhere that there was going to get like 46 games. So they already have like 46 games that's already going to be in development for the Switch 2. So it's a good look for them. It's a good look. It's a good look. It's a good look. I did like the added features to the Switch 2. And see, this is what cracks me up, right? Because the Switch 2 reminds me of an Xbox One. You got the camera, you got digital, you got the digital stuff, all of that. It has the whole online, want to integrate people in and things like that. It has a Xbox One vibe to it. So, of course, I'm going to like it. It's just funny how times has changed, or maybe it's just the name behind the technology, right? Like maybe it's just that I'm sure by now everybody's used to what the Xbox One was trying to present, and PlayStation gamers got it to a degree, and now Nintendo gamers is going to have it. So it's like it's all good, but I think it's more about the name than it is about anything else. Like if Nintendo, it's great, it's slick, it's all good, but Xbox, then of course it's got to be something evil from the big evil corporation. So but I would definitely be asking how we're going to be looking at this situation going forward with what Nintendo offered for pricing, which is for their games. That's going to be very interesting. For sure. So I'm trying to think of the other things too that I enjoyed. I'm liking the fact that they got because those, and I mean, I'm going to buy the Pro controller because, I got big hands. And so, that was the one thing with the little nunchuck things or whatever you would, well, I'm thinking of the Wii U now from the Wii. But the little, controller things or whatever. So like, they were too small, so that's why I had to go ahead and get a Pro controller. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm glad that they're making them bigger to where, and I like the whole thing to where when you're playing them, you got a little, it's bigger, but it's not going to still be big enough for me to play it and enjoy it without cramping my hands. So it is, and like I said, I prefer my Switch to be docked more than be on the go. I've only used it on the go just maybe 3 times max. So it just stays docked. I go in there, take it up, take it out and wipe it down, clean it up, and pause, I guess, because I sounded a while, but make sure that I keep it clean, so not collect too much dust or whatever, and then I just connect it back, and that's it. And it stays right there. I don't move it. It just stays there. That's how I want it. I want to see it on my TV, or if I'm, I haven't even thought about trying to connect it to any of my PC screens, but I mean, regardless, it's still, that's how I like to play it. So, and that's how I'm going to play the Switch too. So I'm really cool. I'm really happy about that. I'm really, 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 really happy about getting to play Switch games on the new hard drive. I'm really appreciative of that. It's we need more of that. Xbox definitely has been at the forefront of doing it, but Xbox I think needs to do more, especially after the Activision, and now they got Bethesda and whoever else that they might acquire that has some history. I definitely want to see more older titles come through backwards compatibility, and so having that opportunity to play Switch games. Now, again, I know that they show just a limited number of it, but hopefully that they'll kind of open the floodgates over time, and then you can play a lot more of your old Switch titles. Um, and then so with the enhancements, it is either here or there. I don't. If it's not as egregious of how Sony does, how Sony does it, like they give you a remake, seem like every generation, and then you got to pay an extra fee every time. Um, then I'm not tripping about it, which I'm sure that Nintendo would do something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not so much tripping about it to the degree of paying an extra for enhanced, because it seems like not all these games that you could play from the original Switch to the Switch 2 is going to be you're going to get charged for it. So that's the positive. So, if they want to highlight like the Zelda and other stuff that they showed, okay. I definitely and I seen Lemon post that earlier in the on Twitter X, where he was talking about the Deadly Alliance 3. That would be with the camera and everything, and you playing it online. That would be dope. That, see, like I said, that I would be playing a lot more Nintendo going forward, especially with the online accessibility that it has. That was the one thing about the Switch. I liked it. I thought it was. I think it's a cool system for what it is, but the online has just been lacking, and that's the thing for me, is that I like the online connectivity. Even if I'm not talking with people, I just like the fact of just knowing that I can play something online if I'm not, because it's just, my kids are grown now, so it's just me who's doing the gaming. My wife don't game necessarily like on a console. She games on a cell phone or whatever. But yeah, it's more the thing to me is like, I think that yeah, I like what they're doing with the Switch too. In that regard, I also enjoyed the fact that that it's bringing in more classics. I well, like the GameCube. I think that's really cool. I know that you have to pay a fee for it. I paid for the fee, but I thought it was a one-time fee when I paid for it. I can't remember. I hate to go back and I need to turn it on and look. But I know there was a monthly, and then there was a yearly, and I thought that there was like a one-time fee. And I don't know that there's so many different subscriptions that I pay into now these days. Hell, I can't remember. So, what's going on with you next phase? He said, K Mega, are you going to the IGN event in LA? He says, text me live this week. It says tickets went live this weekend. No, I am not. I will be stuck here right now because what I'm saying, we got a brand new car for the really reasons to try to avoid the tariffs. Come to find out, there was a lot of other people that got a new cars, so we've got a brand new K5 K4, the K4. So 2025, and so what I'm saying, so I had to put that down, and then I've had to also pay for my mom's headstone. So no, there ain't gonna be no traveling for me until probably the summer. Probably we'll go to Detroit, go see family out there in Pontiac, and then go visit my wife's family out there. They don't stay in Pontiac, but they stay somewhere not too far from Pontiac. And then probably we got a trip that we supposed to be doing at the end of the year, going back on that boat, man. I love cruises, man. After doing it now, I love it. So now I'm gonna be staying here, but I do plan on, and that's what I was planning on getting ready to start getting out, one to get to some gaming events again. So I will start doing that. I thought I was going to be able to do it this year, but it looks like I'll be probably doing it sometime next year. Getting prepared for that. So keep me posted on that, and so I can get there and I can look and see what they're going to be doing. No, so ain't nobody balling, bro. It's just that my wife had a 13-year-old car, and so it was just time for her to upgrade. Since I upgraded and got my truck, so I just was like, yeah, you know, so we had to budget. So that's it. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's when I'm gonna get into the whole gaming stuff about the price of games and stuff, man. Bills got to be paid, son. So yeah, it's pretty crazy right now with that aspect. But yeah, okay, but Nintendo, it's themselves it's wild because they did everything right except until the end. What's going on with you, Spider-Man? They did everything right. They did everything right, in my opinion. They had good, solid third party. They you know, their games looked really. Their first party looked solid. The fact that they came out with new IPs looked really good, and the enhanced IPs of their old games, and the fact that you can go and you can play these games, the Switch One games, not all of them, of course, but hopefully they'll get to that point to where you can. Yeah, and even I wasn't even mad about the whole situation with the SIM cards. You know, you get better technology, so therefore you got to upgrade to it. I'm not tripping about that part. Everything that they did when they were showing the games, you know, you got what was another game that caught my attention? There was some kind of mech game. It looked like a B version of a game. You know, like with the mechs and stuff like that. The voice acting was cheesy, but it looked fun. It looked like a really fun game. Like all of that was solid. All of that was really solid. What's going on with you, Yo B, brother? We're back. Fight night is back. There's some fighters that I gotta tell you about. That you got hopefully that you got a hold of, or you getting a hold of. We're gonna have to link up, brother. We're gonna have to link up because I'll be doing fight night this Sunday for sure. I got all this stuff done. Hold on, let me show you this right here while I was over here talking. Why I was missing this. Oh hell, I can't do that. Okay, my green screen. This little bastard right here. This little bastard right here caused all these problems for the last 3 weeks. Well, almost a month. Almost a month. The tech was trying to get as much data off of this bad boy that they could. The good thing is that I got 80% of my music back. I had to take the L and lose 20%, which I'm fine with that because for 8 years I haven't had my music. This thing is old. We're talking about I've been had this hard drive. Well, I transferred my original hard drive where I put my store my music. Was I mean, we're going way back to like the 2005s, 2004, whatever. But I got this and transferred music here onto here at like 2009. And so eventually I should, and so I did put it on, I did switch and I did have another backup, but then like I said yesterday, I broke it. So I broke that too. And then this bad boy just started clunking out about 2018, right when I was going 2017, this clunked out in 2017. So I've been without my music. Oh my God. So yeah. But I got my 80% of my music back. I'm very happy with it. I was just going through it, looking at it, just reminiscing. I haven't listened to a lot of it yet, but I gotta put stuff in order. I got all of my books, but stuff like made this. I would go crazy with it as well. Like I would go and do I would make albums. So one thing that I did this. The first thing that I did is I made a list of 250 classic hip hop songs and made it into like made it into an album. Like, and I gave it to my homeboys so they could listen to it, and they loved it. Like they were like, "Bro, this is so dope!" Like, you know, I take stuff like that real seriously because I'm a big music lover, right? So, anyway, so I did that, and then so the next thing that I did, and I did that back in like 2010, 2011. It took me about 4 months to do. And I made a 90s top 100 list. I had to do a lot of research to see the top 100, to see the top 100 lists of songs from that decade. I mean, from that year. And I made a decade's worth from 1990 all the way to 1999. So, bro, I got all that back. I got all that back, and like I got, like I got every genre of music you think of. I got gospel, reggae, rock, hip hop, R&B, techno, electronica, jungle, trip hop. Like I got every bit of music, every genre of music you think, classical. I got video game music. I got the symphony orchestra of which tripped me out because I forgot about it. I had the symphony orchestra of the top 100 games of all time. I got that. I got game soundtracks. I got Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. I got movie soundtrack. I got albums out of the wazoo. I got every Prince album, every Stevie Wonder album, every Isley Brothers album, every Jay Dilla album. Anyway, it endless. I had it was 1 terabyte of music. It was close to 1 terabyte of music. And I got like 80% of it back. So I got like what, 700 and some gigs of music. So I am very, very pleased that I got that back. So you said at least no PC talk. So yeah, I'm sorry, Spider-Man. I'm sorry. You said topics. Okay. Yes, I got Halo music. I got anyway. So yeah, but this, I just wanted to show it, just to show you guys. This little bastard gave me so much hell, but I'm good. We good now. I got my music. I'm so happy about that. Anyway, I can't wait till once I get done with this, I'm going to start shuffling and put it in my iTunes. Yes, I use iTunes. And get all my albums and stuff shuffled up. But anyway, back on topic. You're right. Okay, so Nintendo, they, like I said, they did everything right with their presentation. Their presentation wasn't long. I mean, it was an hour, but it wasn't. Yes, I got Slum Village. I got all of Kanye's albums. Except for his last one. So I got all of his albums except for his last one. I got Kendrick Lamar's all his mixtapes. I got all his albums. Rick Ross, 50 Cent, Game. Like, bro, I got Slim Thug. I got so much. I got so much music, bro. I got every YouTube album. I got Leonard Skinner. I got Frank Sinatra. I got Johnny Cash. Bro, I am a music lover, bro. I love music. I love video games, and I love politics. That is me. I am such an oddity. And did I say sports? Okay, so sports is there as well. So I love music, sports, politics, video games. I'm such an oddity, bro. I am so abnormal with the things that I like. So, it is what it is. You said you hate Nintendo. Anyway, so all right. So yeah, again, my last point on this is saying that Nintendo did everything right. I liked everything that they did. I love the GameCube stuff that they added. I can't wait to when they start adding the Wii and the Wii U games. Oh my God. Like when they start doing that, then we have arrived, I think. Because I can't wait to play some of those classics. Now, again, some of the classics I'm thinking of is Fighters. But and maybe they may not add them or not, but they did show Soul Calibur too, so that was pretty dope. So anyway, that was cool. So let's get to it. Let's just get right into it. And this is the thing right here. I talked about this yesterday. I've been talking about this for a while. We all thought, I'm sure anybody that's came into this point of talking about video game prices, we all thought there was going to be Grand Theft Auto because Take-Two has been the ones that's been advocating. You started to see that there's gamer news media that's trying to prop up and talk up of games being expensive and being need to be a little bit more higher because of the demand on the devs, the demand on the games itself, and all this and that and the third, right? So we just knew that Grand Theft Auto was going to be that one that was going to try to push the envelope and get us there, because it is that type of game that it will be sought after, even if it is $80. Hell, even if it's 100, there will be people that will go ahead and buy Grand Theft Auto at those prices, right? And as I said yesterday, ain't no way in hell I'm paying $80 for a standard game. I'm not paying $100 for no standard game. I don't care. I know Grand Theft Auto is going to be fantastic just because of just everything that it's going to be able to do. But if they slap a $100 price tag on that puppy, I'm not buying it. That just goes against everything that I believe in. Everything. In the sense of like gaming priority. Like I got tons of games, right? Like I went through a phase where I was just buying games just to store them and hoard them because I never really had a big library of games until here in the last, like, I would say 6-7 years. So because I always would trade games in, or lose it or something like that, or give it away to maybe an ex-girlfriend's kids or something like that, or whatever, just to try to be decent to people or whatever. But now, since I went crazy, and Don had to even stop. He's like, Mega, you tripping, bro. You need to calm down. Because I would be playing a game and then just jumping in, and then I'll be buying like 6 or 7 games. And, most of them would be on sale because that's what would catch my attention. And I'm like, oh man, I want to get this game. I've been wanting to play it, whatever. But then I got to a point to where I'm like, yeah, he's right. I need to just kind of prioritize a little bit and not do all that crazy shit, right? So I did. And now, since I have prioritized, it's become more evident that I don't want to do the double and the triple dipping. It's not worth it. In some cases. Now, some cases when you got like you get a better version. Like, again, like I got The Last of Us 2. I'll get The Last of Us 2 for the PC, because that's going to be the definitive edition. That's going to, but the way that PlayStation does it, even with the added with the $10, like no, I don't like that. I just don't, especially when Xbox enhances these games for free, and Xbox is also given the actual blueprint of how it should be done with Play Anywhere, right? So now I kind of looking at things a little bit different. Spider-Man said, he said, nah, he said FGTA 6 too. But see, listen, we'll find out. I don't think that they'll try to charge $100, but I do see what Nintendo just did by opening up Pandora's box. I see it's just gun ho now. I think we're in crazy territory now. I honestly think that we're in that territory now, where for the first time in my life as a gamer, they might buy me out, in the sense of like they might spin me out, in the sense of like I'm paying no $80. Hell, I don't pay $70. I find ways to get around it. If there's a game that I want day one right then and there, I will find a way to do it. Now, again, I will find a way to not to pay that $70, and I still have not paid $70 for a game since they raised the price. I have not done it in a sense of a standard game. Now, deluxe editions and ultimate editions, that's different. I'm used to that for the games that I know that I want to play and stuff like that, right? But for a game that I'm interested in, and like a game like Kazan or Kazan or whatever, I forget how you pronounce it. You know how it is. That don't ever change, no matter how far it goes. If I'm going to butcher a name to something, a person or a game. So regardless, the Souls-like game that just dropped last week. I played that demo. That demo was hot. I really liked it. But if they try to go $70, I'm like, no. Now they got a deluxe version for $70, I believe, but the actual game is $60. And so you started to see games actually start being smart, developers, or I should say publishers, be smarter about what they do with their game prices. Like, you look at South of Midnight. I'm very, very excited for South of Midnight. Can't wait to start playing it. I'm already jealous of seeing people who's already played it. Maybe if I try to throw my hat in the ring and ask around or something, I could have got it a copy or whatever. But I mean, I've been too busy to even care about that. I'm saying, I'm still going to support it regardless. So yeah, but I'm happy for the people who got to play it. I'm jealous because I wanted to play it right now, but I just gotta wait. But the pricing is perfect. It's $35, which means it's not going to be a very big game. It's not a huge AAA big budget title, but that is the perfect price. It's the same thing with Hellblade. Hellblade is for right now, Hellblade is still the best looking game that we've ever seen in our lives. I know that there's some people that's looking at what's coming on with Death Stranding 2. That looks insane. But for right now, that's the games that are out right now. Hellblade 2 is still the best looking game that's out right now. And that game was what, $40, $50? That's perfect. That's perfect. So publishers start getting a little bit more smarter with that. Now with what Nintendo is doing, you know who's coming right behind them to do it. To go ahead and say, oh, they're doing it, so we better do it too. And that's Sony. You know, Take-Two, Sony, EA, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the bottom line. This is this is crazy. I mean, we're talking about, okay, so like when I was talking about Star Wars Outlaws, that was on the Switch too when they showed it. That's what I was going to say before Yobi brought up about the music, and then I went crazy and started getting all goo gaga about it. But when you seen Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2, it looked horrendous. It did not look good at all. That's close up, but it's great that game, because it is a massive game. It's a massive game that is played on a Nintendo console. That's a win by itself. You know what I mean? Like, that's a win. Street Fighter 6, you know, so they're definitely going to get Mortal Kombat 11. They're going to get so many games that's going to be there. So again, that's a great thing. But Nintendo charging $80 for digital, and what's crazy, and see again, this is and some people just open their mouth too damn much on the internet. They just yap. Now, I do this to yap, but I'm talking about overtalk themselves to try to make themselves seem like they're at a higher position or a higher level, or that they can afford this, they can do that, they can do. No, listen, if you can, you can. But usually the smart people don't talk about their pockets. It's usually the ones who don't have the deep pockets that do all this over talking. And these people that was out here talking about, I pay more for a physical copy if you give it to me. Nintendo said, I got you. I got you. What up with you, Mike Johnson? Long time no see, brother. He said, I got you. Nintendo said, I got you. We got you. You said now. They put those people on Front Street. What version are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy that? Are you and so I started seeing some of these people that was out there doing all this yapping and twerping and all this, talking about that they would pay more money for physical. And so Nintendo said, we got you. And now they're always talking about, well, you don't get the disc. There's nothing in there. Well, I mean, everything is digital anyway. That disc don't mean anything. Nothing. That disc don't mean nothing. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if right here, so let's say right here, this is an old Xbox One game. If Take-Two said, man, we shutting this shit down. We're shutting it down for this version of this game. Now everybody knows that this is one of the GOATs. This is one of the best 2Ks out there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just believe it's right. That's 15. Yeah, 15. They shut it down. They're gonna piss some people off. But what's that disc gonna do? That game ain't gonna work. It don't matter. Offline mode, no, bro. When they shut them servers down, it don't matter. Because you still got to log in to this game. So that's the thing right there, where these people did all this talking and all this chirping. Nintendo gave you the green light to show out. Show us how much you want those physicals. Show us that you want those physical cardboard box or plastic box. Absolutely incredible. $90. And I seen somebody post up here. Who was that said that? Oh damn! Spider-Man said you want to make a bet. GTA 6 is $100. I can make a bet. I'll make a bet on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'll make a bet on that. It'll be 80. It'll be 80. They ain't gonna charge 100. They ain't gonna charge 100. They ain't gonna charge 100 because people are still because now look, the every publisher right now is looking at what Nintendo just did and they're reading the comments. There is not a lot of people that's satisfactory of the $80 game, standard game. There are not a lot of people that's out there. So Take-Two, yes, they will still sell a bunch of games, right? A bunch of copies of Grand Theft Auto 6, but that's Grand Theft Auto 6. Let somebody go up. Let PlayStation sit there and get a crazy thought in their head of saying, "Yeah, this new Ghost game, $100." Ripping. Hell, they ain't selling those games over there like that anyway. Don't let these sapsucker stands lie to you. They ain't selling those games they're selling third-party games at a high clip. And like I said yesterday, God of War, Ragnarok, and Spider-Man cooked. When somebody showed that, well, Death Stranding sold 20 million. That wasn't, man, do we not want to bring back of what happened back then with Death Stranding when it was just exclusive on PlayStation? That thing took a minute before it broke 1 million. So let's not get crazy here, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we can make a bet on that. I mean, because listen, yes, could Grand Theft Auto do $100? Yes, they could. And there will be people that will say, listen, here, take my money. I got you. But it ain't going to be everybody. And it damn sure ain't going to be like, for instance, let's say Microsoft wanted to bring Fable. Let's say Microsoft wanted to be wild and really lose their audience. Well, we come to the decision to take away Game Pass, and now we're going to raise. And so the new Fable, because it's such a demandingly graphic game, and we put so much in it, we're going $100 standard. No, let me make this clear to you. No. Xbox, you tripping if they did some craziness like that. But Xbox ain't gonna do that, right? But that's what I'm saying. PlayStation, the industry is looking. Nintendo is set a tone, and now there's gonna be F around and find out time. Because man, it's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be crazy. You said Mike Johnson said the new Halo gonna be $100. The hell it ain't. If it is $100, you know what my backup plan is? Game Pass. Hold on, let me sing it like kids from Game Pass. Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Got it on my PC and my Xbox. Game Pass. Game Pass. Man, you ain't. And I got my Game Pass up for a while. Nah, I'll be damned. As much as I love the mighty Halo, man, Tekken is everything to me. You know how much I love Tekken. Or The Witcher. Ain't getting no $100 from me. Let this new Witcher come out and they say $100, bro. You're tripping. It ain't happening. I'm not paying $100 for no standard game. You better do and follow tradition and make an ultimate edition for 110, and I got you. I mean, I'll even go as 120 because there's times I bought a couple of things from Ubisoft that was 120. I got you, but I know Ubisoft games, the games that I like to play from Ubisoft, I'm gonna be playing for hundreds of hours, so I'm not tripping. I mean, you know what I'm saying? K-Back, I'm going to need that Game Pass for life code from you. Brother, I can't help you, brother. Hey, there was this old commercial back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, probably most likely late 80s. And it was about, there was the Time Life music collection, soul collection. And that brother said in that commercial, he says, hey man, let me get that. That brother said too, and the other brother said, nah, brother, you're gonna gotta get your own. Nah, man, I ain't losing I ain't losing my perks. So now I wish I did have a life code for Game Pass. You know what I'm saying, I've been fortunate. You know what I'm saying? The great Xbox team has sit there and has supplied me very well over the years. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? I had to pay my dues. I got to pay for my Game Pass now. So, but I got my Game Pass up though. So I won't lose it. What up, Viper? What's happening with you, brother? Nah, but that's the thing. Nah, Jack. They start raising these prices. Is what I said. I remember when me and Ham Solo had this conversation, and I sit there and I told him because he was one of these people, like Don was too. A lot of people, Noof and all that. I don't believe it. I'm like, y'all, okay, y'all be stuffy and stuck up all you want to. Let me tell you what this is. Like, listen, don't act like none of y'all never took y'all's asses over to Blockbuster Video or Hollywood Video or your local video store and didn't rent any games, or Redbox. Let's not act stuffy now all of a sudden because you might be making a little bit more paper now. No. I know, Jax. I know you just playing around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just having fun with you. No, don't act stuffy now. Now all of a sudden, now they started to play these games on these subscriptions. I'm over here sitting there playing Assassin's Creed, and I'm seeing more and more people, and I seen Ham pop up on that. But Ham sit there and admitted it a long time ago that I think he admitted it when we was doing a podcast together. He said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this EA. I'm like, man, I'm getting them all. If they do this, I'm gonna get that just in case, because it's not only because EA gives me games that I like, and it's not just one game that I want in particular. I love Ubisoft games, so I know I'm gonna play more than one Ubisoft game. Xbox is my home, but I mean, hey, the way that Xbox is spitting out games right now, ain't no way I'm gonna be spending all that type of money for that. PlayStation, they need to get on the ball. They had a really good month this month or I think the last 2 months with their service for the games that they came out with. But they need something like Game Pass. They need something like Ubisoft Plus. They need something like EA Play. So it's just not, you know what I'm saying? It just makes more sense that these subscriptions is going to be the future. Because now, since I said it, Nintendo has opened Pandora's box. Now these publishers, that's all they're seeing. We're in an era of greed, and I'm not, and you know what I'm saying? Listen, you got a need for greed, and I got a need for you to sit there and pump the brakes. I'm going to sit there and do this. Now, there'll be people and it's already been said, well, Xbox is going to raise the price of, raise the subscription price of Game Pass. Okay, and you know how many games is in Game Pass? Now, once we get to a point to where they're getting to, like, I would say the breaking point for me maybe would probably be around $35-$40. And you're saying, damn, that's a lot. But look how many games they got in there. They got what? 400 games, over I know it's over 300 some games, bruh. And you get new games every month. The way that they're pumping out games, I can go ahead and pay a little bit more. Now that means I might have to pull back on another subscription if EA going to sit there and take their time on something, or if, let's just say, I mean, because I'm always going to probably hold on to my Ubisoft, because like I said, I love Ubisoft games. But EA, they might be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So. Ain't no way, Jack. $80 even for me is making $70 make me sick to my stomach to sit there and think about that. Ain't no way I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. So hopefully these publishers will be paying attention to the public and be smart like they have been going in certain games, especially like I've been saying this. And I know that Grand Theft Auto is not going to be a new IP, but Nintendo's going to be bringing new IPs to the fold. But see, again, Nintendo can kind of get away with what they're doing. Yeah, you're right, Spider-Man. EA is on Game Pass, but I also have EA Play. so I can play my games on my PC. I'm a graphics whore, so if there's a single player game, I'm gonna play it. Now, it's a multiplayer game, a fighter, a racer, or if it's a game that's shell shaded, like Trials of Mana, or something like that. I'm playing them on my Xbox. But if I'm playing them on my Xbox, but Avowed and Hellblade and stuff like that, I'll do a comparison. I'll always do a comparison. I want to see how it looks and plays on my Xbox. But then most likely I find myself always leaning back over because of I got a powerful gaming rig. So that's so I go there. But I will not. And also too, what makes Ubisoft a plus really good, if you subscribe to them, you can play your games on your you can play their games on your Xbox or on the PC if you have one. That's why I'm not getting rid of Ubisoft or Game Pass. Those two are locked. I'm going to keep those until I can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Those two are locked. EA sometimes we get, because I mean the way the EA tried to pull that fast one with that split second game, which I really was looking forward to playing. I didn't like that. That means that the game sold really well, which means EA gonna try to pull that shit again, and then I'm gonna be looking at EA a little different, because I'm not, and I'm keeping my promise on this. As much as a Battlefield fan have I been, this last Battlefield left me tainted, so I'm not buying Battlefield day one. So if they try to play cute and say, well, we'll just keep it, I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I always buy my Maddens and I buy my sports games. Madden in college, they're getting bought. That's just what it is. I'm locking them down. Those are in the budget. But some other games from EA, if there's games I'm looking at, and then there's other games that I'm looking at that's far more attractive to me, but I want to play this EA game and they want to try to play around and now want to put that game in day one like they have been, I ain't doing it. Yeah, I know college football is in Game Pass, and if you have not played college football, man, I would recommend you to play it. It is fantastic. The homeboy came by a few weeks ago and he played it for the very first time, and he kept thinking that I was gassing him up, talking about that, man. College is the best football game by far. Like, and I haven't been disappointed with the last two Maddens. The franchise mode with the year before last was disappointing. But this last Madden, it's improved greatly. So, but college football is leap years ahead. Just the way that the game plays, the atmosphere, of course, is college, so it's different. But college football is fantastic. So if you have not played it, give it a shot. It's really, really good. But that's my thing. Subscriptions is the key. Because listen, the one thing about this is that you have to be smart about your money. These companies want your dollar, then they got to earn it, man. Listen, I understand that Nintendo makes really good, solid games. The Donkey Kong game looks really fun. The Mario Kart games looks fun. But see, Nintendo is not my main console. See, this is where the diehard Nintendo fans will see where they at. And I'm sure a Zelda or a Metroid Prime, a Mario, a new Mario game or whatever, those will still sell at $80. But that doesn't mean that PlayStation can get away with it or Xbox can get away with it. It's just not feasible. Like PlayStation can do it with what? 2 games? Maybe 1? I would say they could probably do it with 2 games. Spider-Man and God of War. I know some people will say, what about Uncharted or The Last of Us? Nope. Let's not go back and think about what The Last of Us did during the PlayStation 3. And those games were $60. You know what I mean? So Venomous Viper, he said, K-Mega, what have I said on previous podcasts when it came to $70 to $100 price games? Yeah, no, you ain't doing it. You ain't messing around with it. You said, you know what I'm saying? You talking about you'll hit that PC burner account. Hey, that's exactly what it is. Morrow will sell 15, 20 million. It probably will. It probably will, but they're different. They are. I've said this before. The Nintendo gamers are the true exclusive loyalists. PlayStation and Xbox gamers are not. They're nowhere comparable to what a Nintendo diehard fan is. That's just the honest to God truth. They will spend that money. Xbox gamers, if Xbox tried to dare make a Halo or Gears or something like a Fable or any of these new big titles to come out to make them $80 or more, they're going to see a decline, or they're going to see an uptick in Game Pass. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? If Xbox wanted to go crazy now, Xbox could probably get away with it with Call of Duty. Xbox could probably get away with it with Forza. They can't get away with it with anything else. Ain't no way. No way in hell. Don't care how good the game is. You're not. Halo has lost its luster to that degree to where it couldn't be $80 game. It has to be a $70 game. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I frown up at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm so used to games being $60 that, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, the prices went up. But this is what's really crazy. What Nintendo just did is added inflation within the same generation when the games went up $10. That's what's crazy. I mean, we went, what, 30 years for games being $60? I know that there was some yahoos out there that was posting what games were in the 90s and stuff and seeing I'm Gen X, guys. I'm Gen X. I'm not a millennial. I'm not a Gen Z. I'm not any of that crazy young shit, man. I'm old. So I was there. I was buying these games, not only for myself, but when I had my kid, my son, when I was getting him into gaming, I was buying these games. Yeah, there was a time when you would see a Japanese import that was $120. There was one game. There was one Sega Genesis game that was $175. It was a Japanese import. But for the most part, you got games at 30, 40, 50 bucks. You know what I'm saying? You may have an occasional $60 game. And then when they actually raised it to where it was the standard, then you had less games that was 30, 40, 50 bucks. But no way. No way. To talk to baby boomers and the greatest generation or silent generation, whichever one that you want to call that generation, to ask my mom to give me a $120 game or $100 game, ain't no way in hell. My mom, when I was a kid, when I was wanting to get NES games or Genesis games, I had to mow so many yards and do extra chores just to get an allowance to get that one game. Until I started cutting yards and making a little bit of bread to where I could get a game. And still I needed to get like 20, 30 bucks. I mean, back then you cut a yard for $5, $10. You know what I'm saying? Kids could walk. It was crazy as hell when a kid walked up to me. I mean, not walked up to me, but knocked on the door I don't know, about 6, 7 years ago, and sit there and said 20. I said 20. He said 25 actually. I said 25. I said, man, you don't get your ass off my porch. He looked at me crazy. And then, you know, my wife had to explain, and her own girl, whatever, they had to explain to me like, oh, that's the going rate. Not for me. If I'm going to pay that much, I'll get a professional, or I'll get out there and do it myself. Ain't paying no $25 to know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just different. So when they showing these pictures of games that was $112 and all that, no. Games was not standard 100. There were different price points for games, but they were mostly anywhere from $40, which was $39.99, to $60. At the majority of games. It was the Japanese imports, or if it was a special edition or something, you would get those that would be very expensive. Now, again, if like Neo Geo games, those were Japanese imports. The console was $1,000 by itself. So yes, the games would be $150, $120. You know what I'm saying? And that you know what I'm saying? You said your allowance is only $10 or 15. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, see, Mike John, see, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I don't, no, see, yeah, no. Gaming is one of my favorite hobbies in the world. I love it, but like I said, they'll spin me out if they keep on trying to go this route. Like if they sit there and go crazy and say, "Well, we're going to take away the subscription service," and maybe this is one of those things where they're actually trying to make gamers make a decision on services, because I mean, you're not going to generate a ton. You're going to make money. There's no question. You got $80 for a game, $100 here or whatever. Nintendo is going to do Nintendo things, and so their gamers there, their loyalists will succumb to the throat needle. Okay, I'm not. I'm an Xbox loyalist, but I'm not a loyalist to that degree. That's what I'm saying. Game Pass is the way to go. And then when the game goes down in price, because all games depreciate. Now Nintendo wants to sit there and play coy and play cute. I'm going to get the two. I'm going to get the Switch 2, but they only might get one or two games from me a year. That's it. And like I said, it's gonna be the first game. The first game I'm gonna get is I'm gonna get that package where they got the Mario game, the Mario Kart World, and I'm gonna wait till I see a sale. Wait till Black Friday. Like, bro, ain't no way. I'll be playing a lot of old shit. And then I'll wait for a sale with Nintendo. I am not, and I know Nintendo sale, which is wild, right? They'll dock it to that's why I said Black Friday, because they'll dock it at least down to 60. But when they have a sale, they'll drop it to 70. Bro, they ain't slick. They ain't slick. And I'm telling you, Sony's over there looking. Xbox might be looking. I don't know if Xbox is actually looking. Xbox is over here trying to do their whole different thing. Now, third party, I think is still going to be reasonable. But they'll probably be one of those crazy ass publishers that will try to test the needle and say, "Hey, $80 for this Nintendo game." To say, because somebody I seen, I think it's in Discord or something like that. Said, "Well, you know how people like premium, and this makes you feel premium. I don't want to be premium. I just want to enjoy my hobby." Hell, think about this, right? Like, okay, so like a game like Mario World, Mario Kart World, you can play that game hundreds, thousands of hours. When you're playing something like, let's say they make a Mario Odyssey 2 or or Paper Mario 4 or something like that or whatever. I don't know which number that they got Paper Mario now, but and you play that for 30 hours. Let's say it's a 40-hour game. Remember, you just paid 80 to 100. You pay $80 or $90 for that game for 30 to 40 hours. Hell no. It ain't happening. No. Ain't no way. Jack said that Nintendo 3DS is looking real good, right? Brother, I'm telling you. And see, again, the price of the console itself is reasonable. You know, you're getting upgrades. Like I said, I liked everything that they presented. So it you know, and the standard is now 500, you know, 450, 500. I got you. But see, this is where the game is going to get crazy, is because it's like I said about with Xbox and PlayStation coming with the new consoles. Hell, nobody knows what this new Xbox is going to be like. If it's going to have a bundle with a handheld, and we could be looking at an $800 Xbox. PlayStation damn sure sit there and told you the standard for them is $700. with the Pro. So you know the 6 is gonna be 6, it's gonna be 7 plus. Then you're gonna sit there and have the audacity to ask gamers for $80 a game for standard? Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Minimus Viper said Take-Two said they want us to pay per hour that we play. I know, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. Like I think most people that assumed that they would make this move on doing that, it was them. It was gonna be Take-Two. Because if either they, because I mean, I paid $150 for NBA 2K, but I got something. I got NBA League Pass, and I'm a fan of the NBA. That's my favorite sport, so I'm a fan of that. So I got NBA League Pass, and I can watch any game all year long, all season long. You know what I'm saying? So that's a win for me. Like, cause I mean, that's $150 by itself. I think it's $189. I think it's $189 for a subscription. So that alone is the price of admission for me to pay the $150. But again, I went crazy playing with Dealer and all them, Dealer and Xbot and others, and then I paid way more money than that because of the microtransaction situation. And so then that's when I said, nope, I'm going to buy this 2K this year, but I'm going to buy it on Black Friday, and I'm not going to play the part. And I did not. I was like, you got me last time, and so when this 2K comes out, I'll probably might go ahead and get the higher tier version. You know what I'm saying? If they got the league pass or whatever the case may be, then we can probably look into doing that. But other than that, no. I need those perks. Now, I did also make this point as well. I said, if Xbox I think like if Xbox said, okay, where I would feel the justification for paying $70, maybe $80 is that every game that they have has to be play anywhere. You're getting 2 for 1. I can roll with that. I can roll with that. What's going on with you, Rain? What's happening with you, brother? I can roll with that because you're getting 2 for 1. But not everybody has a gaming PC like that. And so therefore, you're alienating your gaming base by being greedy. Now, for me, I would say, cool. So that's why I say make an option. So if you have your games at standard, which is $70, but okay. But if you are trying to reach a gamer like me who has a gaming PC and I'm an Xbox gamer, and you're going to have play anywhere for that title, and for these titles, and you want to charge $80, I can roll with that because I'm getting 2 for 1. Now, would I do that with every game? Probably not. But I would do that. That's reasonable to me. So if they sit there and they gave like a deluxe version where this game is a play anywhere title and this is $80, I'll do that. I do that. But you just telling me just stock, just no enhancements, no nothing, or you might do a pre-order special where you giving somebody an extra pair of draws and you telling me it's $80. It ain't happening. Get that trash out of here. I ain't doing it. I'll go ahead and I'll boot up my Xbox and I'll be playing. Well, I know Spider-Man, they do that for their first party games, but see now Call of Duty wasn't play anywhere. Oh no, hold on. Is Call of Duty? I think Call of Duty is play anywhere. I could be wrong about that because I don't play Call of Duty on my PC. I play it on my Xbox. So I think it is play. I think Call of Duty is play anywhere. Diablo is not. Diablo, I think, might be now because it's in Game Pass. Probably, I'm thinking. I don't know. I remember me getting ready to look. Well, I remember when I looked and checked and it wasn't there when it first came out because I wanted to see what the PC version looked like, but it wasn't there, so I didn't trip out. So anyway, so yeah, Black Ops 6 is play anywhere. Okay, cool. So I don't, like I said, I play my multiplayer games on my console, and I play unless I have that game, unless I double dip like with some with Tekken or something like that, or Street Fighter. But I haven't even downloaded it to my PC. So yeah, but Diablo, I don't think it is. Diablo might be now, because I think Diablo did go to Game Pass, so it's pretty much a play anywhere title at this point. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm talking about day one, right off the bat. You're right, Spider-Man, but like I'm saying, like if it's an incentive to get there, but if you just come out with an $80 price range, and there's Xbox gamers that don't have a gaming PC or want or desire one, you're going to lose your fan base. And I'm afraid that PlayStation might do some stupid shit like that if they don't, you know what I'm saying, and if they don't implement something like a Play Anywhere feature, if they start their own launcher or something like that, they're gonna lose people from buying their games. They're not, PlayStation and Xbox gamers are nowhere near as loyal as as Nintendo gamer fans. They're just not. So no. So and like I said, Play Anywhere should be something PlayStation would do. I would buy more PlayStation games on PlayStation, but they don't do it. So I just wait for the PC version, and that's it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be cheaper anyway. You know, Spider-Man, that was a little bit more expensive than what I wanted to pay. Spider-Man 2. But everything else, like The Last of Us 2, is like $45. That's reasonable. I can do that. I bought Ronin. That was $35. That's reasonable. Now, again, like you buy it off of Steam, it's a little bit more expensive, but I get my shit from other places. So I look for deals. So I'm not, especially if I have the game, if I have the game already, like I'm not looking to pay another $60 for a game to have. But I didn't have Spider-Man 2, and even though Ronin was a good price, I didn't have Ronin either. But The Last of Us, nah. Horizon Forbidden West, I already got it. Why am I gonna pay the same price for the same experience? No, ain't no way. So that's what I'm saying. Like, PlayStation really has to be smart to do the same type of thing. They probably won't. And hope to God Xbox don't get stupid and try to do anything that Nintendo's doing. They already made the point of going, because I know that the one thing that I'm saying on that is that, like, okay, so if Nintendo does this and they're successful, then you know that everybody else in the industry is going to do it. So, and that's going to hurt the industry. They're going to find out if they don't put certain games out there. Like, okay, let's say this game, Mecha Break. Let's say Mecha Break. A lot of people enjoyed it. I downloaded it. I didn't get a chance to play it. I did see gameplay of it. It looks real good. I know Sir X-Man has been talking about it like crazy. But it looks real good. But what if they, want to try to be on the standard and push that game for $80? That game is not flying. It's not. Now, if it's on Game Pass, that's where the majority of people is going to be on it. So, but just coming out there and trying to charge $80 for something like that, it is absolutely crazy. You're going to kill new IPs if you're going to try to implement this $80 price tag or more. It's stupid. Yeah, you said Mecha Break is awesome. Yeah, it looked really good. I watched some other people play it. I watched their gameplay, and I'm like, oh, this looks tough. And I do believe that is a Game Pass game as well. But it's not going to be $80. But if they decided to do that, like, that's what I'm saying. The industry, they're pushing it. They can talk about all these high-end graphics and all this and that. And this is the other thing that they think people don't pay attention to what they say. They got all this AI technology that's going to make it easier for the developers to get things done more efficiently. They also are getting, AI for voice actors and actresses and this and that and the third. And the Unreal Engine 5 is supposed to make things a lot more easy. And again, it's been kind of shaky here now because it's still new, fairly new. But once they get it together, just like they got Unreal Engine 4, then and they got all these enhancements to where it makes things easier for them to do and cut less of a load time. You're still asking me for more money were you working less? Nah, son, that ain't nah. Come on. Come on, now I can understand if you hand drawing every bit of your games. You know what I'm saying? If you hand drawing them and then you doing, you know, if every game has got the vibe of Cuphead or something, then we might can talk. But no, it's not. That's not the case. And I'm not saying that these developers are not skilled and things of that nature and all that and don't deserve to be paid. They do deserve to be paid. But come on now. What kind of experience are you trying to have? We're trying to have us in, because listen, I've also seen that there's been developers, or not developers, but publishers that's trying to bring the point, like what Viper said. It's like, well, we want to charge you this much per hour, and you got a 3-hour game, and you think that I'm going to pay $80 for it or $70 for it. You are out of your damn mind. It ain't happening. That game will not get picked up until it's free, or it's a game that's 3 hours. Like they were trying to make it out that Hellblade was 3 hours. I don't know how the hell they beat it, Hellblade 2 in 3 hours. It's anywhere for me, it was like 7 to 10 hours. But a 10-hour game. Okay, like let's just say Ninja Gaiden 4 is 8 hours. Okay, that's a high intense action game. You know, some people don't want to play an action high intense game like that for 20, 30 hours. But if you got that game for and you got all the bells and whistles, and it's a true AAA, and it's banging like that, whatever. Okay, so you got 80, and you saying charging $80, that's not good enough. That's too much. 60 is the range for me. You know, 70 is the standard. I got you. But you asking for more money than that. No, that's not the standard. No. See, this is going to be a really good, fascinating conversation going forward about how the industry is going to do this, and how the gaming public is going to respond to it. Nintendo fans, I see some people saying, I seen some Nintendo fans kind of give some pushback before the majority. Once they see that game that they like, let's say that they show that Pokemon game, I can see a couple of brothers that loves Pokemon can sit there and be like, they'll say, yeah, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do this and that. And then next thing you know, they see it and it looks great, it's in 4K, and they'll probably buy it for $80. I get it. I'm still not paying for Halo, the new Halo. As much as I love Halo, I'm not paying for Halo. I'm not paying $100 for Halo. I'm not paying $80 for Halo. I'm not. Just not. So I'm a stickler about that. I just think it's just too much. Vitamins Viper said, bring GRG back for this Friday and talk about this. Brother, I'll tell you what, I will sit there and we can do a podcast together tomorrow if you want to. GRG is done. GRG is not coming back. But if you want to talk about it tomorrow, you're happy to come through, and we can sit there and set a time, and when you got time, and then we can sit there and we can talk about it. But I'm not doing GRG is done, brother. I didn't go through all the saying goodbyes to sit there and to bring GRG back. So the GRG is done. It's cooked. You said Halo will be in Game Pass, and that's what I know, Spider-Man. That's what I'm saying. Like Xbox, this is why the services is going so important. But anyway, I know I'm just kind of rambling with the same thing, but it is bad. It drives me crazy. It is very, 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 very concerning to me. Because when you asking for this much for consoles, and listen, gamers ask for it, right? We ask for bigger, better, badder. We ask for it. You said you're free after 11 a.m. Okay. All right, well, we can sit there and we can talk, see, and then we can talk about it tomorrow. There's no problem. Oh, well, hold on. What is today? Today's the 2nd. So we'll talk about it Friday then. We'll talk about it Friday. No problem. We can do that. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, just it's one of these things where we can talk about it, but there's got to be action behind it. Gamers has got to stand up for something at some point. I know that gamers, you know, like when Xbox raised the price to what was it, Game Pass or something, they raised the price of a few years back, and gamers was upset. Xbox backed off. PlayStation did something, and gamers got mad and they backed off. there's got to be a line somewhere when you're paying all these money for consoles, which we asked for this stuff. Like I was making my point, I finally got to it, where we asked for this stuff, and it's fine. And you know, for bigger, better, understand it's going to be more expensive. Gotcha. But these are the mistakes for me. It was Xbox Live. That's what it was. These are the mistakes for me. One of the reasons why the Xbox ain't moving is because Xbox ain't dropping their prices properly. They're dropping the price to the S, but the X is not. That's silly. That's always been a thing to where all these consoles dropped in price. PlayStation, they'll drop it $50. That's it. I think the cheapest one that I've seen was $350. Right? And then it jumps right back up to 500, 550. No, nobody, man, no. Who has ever already bought their console of choice? They've already bought it. And if somebody wants to even consider buying a second console, they're not going to pay for something that's going to sit there for the majority of the time and not get to play. That's why, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of understand the strategy of what Xbox is doing. So you know what I'm saying? So PlayStations can move off the shelves, but then yet when you go and look at their games and you keep raising their prices, and then you keep asking for the new consoles to be more expensive, people are just going to tap out. They'll go to cell phone games, or they'll move on to PC, or they'll just move on to another hobby. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's really crazy. So, but I don't know, man. I really do appreciate you guys coming through. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, hey, hit that like button. Let me know in the comment section for all you guys that's been listening on Twitter X, on Twitch, for sure. Let me know what you think, because I mean, you can leave comments even on Twitter X right after if you're listening to me live there or whatever, and here on YouTube, Twitch as well. Like, just hit me up. Let me know what you think. Are you ready to make that are you ready to make that commitment? Are you ready to make that commitment? I'm looking at the poll right now. Pause. I'm looking at I'm over here looking at this what I posted and seeing what the listeners are saying, and they're saying, and I asked, do you support standard games being $80? And 77% said no. 8% said yes, and 15% said depends on the game. So for me, I'm a no. Any standard game, other than what I said, is if it's play anywhere, and you offered that as an incentive, not just, whatever, when I know play anywhere is already available. But I'm like, for instance, what I'm kind of thinking, okay, let's say, trying to think of not an Xbox IP. I'm thinking of okay. So for instance, let's just say, what is it? The game is on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember the full name of the game. It looks really, really cool. It's coming out this summer. But let's just say a random game. Let's just say that's gonna be a Game Pass. So anyway, just a random game, right? A random game that's not an Xbox IP that's going to be in Game Pass. That game comes out and they have an offer to where it's $80, but it's a play anywhere title, and you get it on your Xbox, and it's not a Game Pass game. I will do that. That to me is, I think, like, if you get 2 for 1, I would do something like that for a standard game. But other than that, just a standard game. It's not a play anywhere title. It's just and it's got no extras except, like I said, you get you get extra draws, or you know what I'm saying, or a cuff link or some shit for your for your gear, or you know what I'm saying, for a pre-order item. It ain't happening. It just ain't happening. So anyway, so thank you guys so much for it. I'm glad that you guys check me out, and listen, if you have not subscribed, if you like the conversation, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, hit me in the comments, hit the dislike button, whichever one. It is what it is, man. I really do appreciate you guys coming through. You said, Dizzy said 23% are not smart with their money. Bro, I'm telling you, like, $100, man, $80 is a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying? I know that there'll be some people that'll be on the internet, they'll be chirping and talking about, oh, that ain't nothing, that's pocket change. Nah, bruh, that you can get a car wash, you can get you something to eat with that. You can go to the movies and you can go to the movies and then you can go get a bottle of something. You can go, you can sit there, you can do a bunch of things with $80. You can sit there and go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, you can't go to Disney World or something like that on $80, but you could go to the movies and enjoy a movie with you and your friend. You know what I'm saying? And then still have a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to have a little nightcap and go chill. Come on, man. What y'all talking about, man? $80? Come on, I love you too, Yobi. Thank you so much, brother. He said, Venomous Viper said, you wonder why certain people are always broke begging. Bro, that's what I'm talking about, man. Man, listen, I ain't no rich brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to sit there and to have the hobby that I have. But ain't nobody rich, but I damn sure ain't gonna sit there and just go crazy. And, you know, I've had, like I said, I had my moments where I was buying games and then, you know what I'm saying, I had to listen to reason. And I'm like, yo, I am just wasting money on buying games, especially when I have games that's just stacked up that I'm going to go back and I'm not going to play that game for years. So I could have bought this game 2, 3, 4 years later when it would have been at a great sale. Hell, like, I mean, there's been times that I bought a game that, matter of fact, what game was that? I beat it just a few years ago. There was a game that came out and I didn't play it until the game was free. It was free somewhere. I don't know if it was free on Epic Store or free somewhere. I don't know. But see, again, I bought it day one at that time at $60. And didn't play it until like 6, 7 years later. So yeah, that's when I was like, you know what? Just wait. So just wait, you know what I'm saying? Knock out a few of these games, go back and play some classics, and then, you know, and have that under your notch and then go and then reset again, do it again. Like, you know, I mean, but come on, man. Just to come out and play a game, just to say that you did it. And if you love that game, I get it. But I get it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to check anybody's pockets like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your money, you do what you want to. But the reality of it is that you're harming other people who may not have it and that loves this hobby. And if you start seeing more companies go this direction and you are amplifying that, well, just like when I hear these silly ass stands that come out and say, oh, you don't buy your games, you rent. I remember when PlayStation gamers would brag about going getting games at getting Redbox games and beating them and taking them back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We was doing that with those others, with Blockbuster video games if we had the opportunity to beat those games. You're still paying money into those games. So it just doesn't make any sense. But for the people that come out and try to downgrade people that saying, look, that is just too expensive. That's not good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, it's not a good look to try to downgrade somebody to the levels that, because you may say that you have it, but if you don't have those achievements or those trophies up to show that you got that game day one paying that full maximum price, then you just as much as a hypocrite than the people that you try to claim that are the hypocrite or the people that's harming gaming, because you're making it worse because you didn't support it. Anyway, we don't want these companies to bleed us dry to have their bonuses, have fat bonuses, and enjoy themselves, and have a real good retirement. Hell, like to the point to where they don't ever have to worry about a bill themselves. That's crazy. Like, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we pay enough now. Like, you know, I was against Fonzarelli when he was talking about the $60 games and things like that. No, that's $60 has been the standard. They will raise the price. We all knew that they was going to raise the price, but there's ways to get around it, right? But on this one, I can imagine what Fonzarelli is saying now, and I'm right with him on this. $80 is asinine. That's crazy money, especially when those games don't look nowhere near as close to a Series X or a PlayStation 5. Hell, I would debate that the Series, I will debate this. The Series S would look better, games look better than what you've seen on for some of those games that they showed that was third party. Now, the proof is going to be in the pudding. You'll see that they'll have like the data up and see if they do run better or things of that nature. But I don't know, that Star Wars, that looked real pitiful. That looked dry. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for checking me out. I will be back here Friday. I will be back here Friday, and we'll see if Viper wants to be on or whatever, and if anybody else wants to come and join me to have this discussion and talk about whatever else that's going on in gaming. It will be definitely will be welcoming. All right, guys, thank you so much. He said, Verge said that's all it is. You see how they hype PS Plus drops when they're good. Yeah, no, you're right. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people be frauding the public. They don't be coming real with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always gonna come real with it. I'm gonna keep it funky with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like what I say, but I'm not gonna sit there and gaslight you or make you feel that, I always have a problem with people looking down on people, just on anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's never been my thing. So, all right, man. I'll holler at you later. Thank you guys so much, man. Peace.